Would Kirk Cousins even force his way to, say, the Giants? Would Kirk Cousins force his way to the Giants only to have the Giants go ahead and do what the Falcons did, which is take a quarterback in the first 10 picks of the draft? And then all of a sudden you're back in the same situation. Or you're the Kurt Warner of this situation. Remember that? Back in the day?
With the Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See where I'm going with that?
I do.
I'm just weaving a tapestry from past to present, Christopher.
I get you.
Okay. Joe Schoen, the general manager of the New York Football Giants, talking today about what they're going to do with the number 3 overall pick. Love these questions. There's never going to be an answer to this one, but you got to ask it. Certainly when there's the GM of the Giants standing right there at the podium.
Yeah, we've got a lot of work to do on that. You know, this is a great opportunity for us, obviously, in Indy, first time to get around some of the prospects and, have conversations with them, first time meeting them. So we've got a lot of work to do on, the number 3 pick. We've done a lot of work throughout the fall on the college prospects, but this phase of the calendar is, getting to know who they are as people, what the fit's going to be, and then obviously free agencies before the draft. So 2 weeks from now, the roster will look different. So we know we have an idea of 3 to 5 players, 6 players, 7, whatever it may be, and move back scenarios. You can do that. We'll also look at moving up if that's a possibility. So it's an exciting time for a year for us, and a chance to make some change on the roster. And so we'll look at all different scenarios.
Now there's pressure for everybody in the National Football League and front offices when it comes time to evaluating players. But if there is currently a National Football League leader in you got to get this pick right. Certainly in the top 10 of the draft. You think Joe Schoen is number 1 in that clubhouse right now? Number 3 overall pick. You better get this pick right. That this is a franchise saver, a gig saver.
Yeah, no question.
Conversation right now. The one thing we know for sure about what Joe Schoen is going to do with this pick. The only thing we know for sure about this decision for Joe Schoen is it will not be televised. That we know for sure. We will not know.
Not even on Giants.com or
we
whatever.
will not know week to week the details of the inner conversations on this draft choice. That's the only thing. No, sorry, Chris. The velvet ropes will be put up in East Rutherford, New Jersey for this one. That's the only thing we know for sure. Because the Giants are sitting there at 3. If they fall in love with Cam Ward, do we know that Cam Ward's going to be there at 3? Nope. If they fall in love with Shedeur Sanders, if Malik Neighbors and Shedeur Sanders throwing that football around in the streets of New York when Shedeur was there for the Heisman Trophy presentation, they want to run that back for real. Do they know for sure Shedeur Sanders is going to be sitting there at 3? Nope. What if they say, okay, we love ourselves Jackson Dart or Jalen Milroe or something like that. If they really want to put their eggs in that basket on the pick, they got to get right at quarterback because they got to get a quarterback in this draft. Unless they decide we want Sam Darnold and take the pressure off, and they're sitting there at 3, and suddenly they're sellers for somebody who wants Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. And suddenly they can just sit there and say, we'll take Travis Hunter on the same team as Malik Neighbors. And Sam Darnold can throw to an LSU stallion in Malik Neighbors, and Sam Darnold can throw to Travis Hunter. Just when we lost Saquon down the turnpike, we've got ourselves a unicorn crown jewel at 2 positions. Is that the way they handle it? A fascinating conversation involving the New York Giants, who must get this pick correct. Must. And that revolution will not be televised. That's the only thing we know about it. And then whoever they choose 3rd overall, they will eventually either franchise or sign long-term, or will wind up winning Super Bowl for the Eagles in 4 years. Is it wrong to say? I'm sorry, every single Giants decision is now informed by all of what I've just put around it, as long as this current construct is there. And John Mara wants to get this right now. Fascinating. Our poll question before we throw to break and bring in Wyndham Clark, Chris Brockman. Have at it.
Rich,
for
throw
those
it-
to
throw it
have
out
at.
there.
Please.
Who most needs to trade up for a quarterback? Browns, Giants, Raiders, Jets.
Browns, Giants, Raiders, Jets. 2nd, 3rd, 6th, and 7th overall on the clock. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.